Hello classmates, I'm Elena and this is my presentation about Escherichia coli. And this is my Rec V1. So the original of Escherichia coli, so Escherichia is means a variety of bacteria found in the feces that is rod-like and rod-shaped. Coli. So coli means where the bacteria is found, which is in the colon and the intestines, but mainly the small intestines. So how do people get E. coli? Well, people can get E. coli from contaminated food, contaminated water, dealing with raw and uncooked beef, or eating raw and uncooked beef, touching animals who are sick and have E. coli. So what you should expect when you're gram staining E. coli? Well, E. coli will show up as a pink rod and it will be presented like the picture on the right, which means that this is gram negative. Gram negative means that the cell walls are thin. How to view E. coli with the microscope. So you're going to fix E. coli on your slide. You're then going to put that slide underneath your microscope. You're going to locate 4x and get that as clear as possible. You're going to locate it with your 10x and get that as clear as possible. You're then going to locate it with your 40x and get that as clear as possible. So before you move on to 100x, you're going to get your microscope in between 40x and 100x and apply your immersion oil. This will increase the resolving power. So after you applied your oil, you're going to locate 100x on the objective. And this is the closest you're going to be able to see E. coli with your eye with a microscope. So the structures and functions of each structure. So gram negative means that they have an outer membrane. They will appear red or pink with a gram stain that is correct. This also means that the cell wall layer is thin and that it is rod-shaped. I have an example on the right of what it looks like. So what is responsible for Anna's symptoms? Well, she had a petting zoo full of animals who were sick and had a strain of E. coli at her birthday party. She had been touching the animals, possibly feeding the animals, and any animal that had feces around them, she could have touched them and they could have had that on them, and she possibly could have touched her face. She probably didn't wash her hands after petting the pets, and there was probably some hay for these pets that they were eating out of, and it might have gotten on her. So those are what could be responsible for Anna's symptoms. What accounts for the feces being slimy? So E. coli produces a Shigella toxin that damages the lining of the small intestines, and this damage can cause diarrhea, and it can also cause for the stool to be bloody since it did damage the lining of the intestine. And because it is bloody, it'll be more slimy. Would I advocate for giving Anna antibiotics? No, I would not advocate for giving Anna antibiotics. Gram-negative bacteria is more resistant to antibiotics because they can't penetrate the lipopolysaccharide layer. Drinking water can help dilute the urine and increases your urine output, which then helps bring the E. coli out of someone's system. And if you have any other questions, please let me know.